I hope you're doing good. Appreciate you coming to the live. Let's find out what is going on with your energy. Let's get into your message. Your message. All right, give you a little more table space. All right, let's get the shuffle on. Let's see what's going on. My voice is a little froggy today because I was singing last night, so I kind of lost my voice today. Just a little bit. All right, throw your 2 cards down. Page of Wands. Slippery cards today. Five of Swords. Okay, so this is like no news is good news. This is what I'm feeling. No news is good news. Yeah. Right, reversal after reversal, huh? That's what it is. Let's get into the message. Here's your first card of the story. Well, like I said, no news is good news, and it definitely you're not bothered by it. So I don't know if you're expecting to hear anything or something, but you're not. So yeah, you're definitely not frustrated. All right, let's keep on moving. Page of Wands, because you know it'll come in. So whenever you're supposed to hear something from somebody, you will. You're not stressed about when it's coming in. Okay? That's okay. We could do that. Here is your next card. Page of Swords. Okay, so when you do hear something from someone about something, because it's kind of vague right now, you're going to be looking into it, okay? You're going to be definitely looking into whatever is being said. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Empress in reverse. Okay. Let me see Empress in reverse here. Okay, so you're not gonna just go with the flow and just take somebody's word for it and see, whatever they say is really what you're gonna believe. That would be the Empress in reverse with the Page of Swords. Okay. Intuitive read, my friend Richie. Intuitive tarot reading for your Pisces, Aries, Zodiac, Cuspers. But you could have Pisces or Aries anywhere in your chart. It don't matter. Next card, please. Okay. So, you are going to be laying something to rest, possibly. Okay. What could that be? I don't know. Something maybe you find out about what the person that's going to send you a message. I don't know. Let's keep going. Yeah, you're not waiting around. Okay, so there is somebody that's in this Empress reverse energy that is definitely going to send you a message that you're going to look twice into. Because when you find out, quickly you're going to leave it to rest. Which means either A, there is nothing about this message that's going to bother you, or it's going to totally bother you. Because you really have to take a second look here. All right? Maybe you thought this person that was going to message you wasn't Maybe you thought they weren't this loving, unconditional person. Maybe you thought they were like this. And so when you find out, oh, you lay that to rest because they kind of prove themselves, I guess. Kind of what I'm sensing a little bit, picking it up. No balance. I don't know. I feel two energies. I feel one is like somebody's going to prematurely lay something to rest here because they assume something of somebody through what they said. To you. And you're going to block them. Oh my God. Full steam ahead. Yeah, you're going to block any kind of balance, give and take with this person. You're not going to wait around because you're deading it. Wow. That's very interesting. All right. Very much so. And that changes a whole bunch. World card. Yeah. Oh, you got two cards. Okay. So you have the Knight of Wands with the King of Pentacles. Well, there's a little bit of fire here going. Okay, maybe you thought this Emperor in reverse was, kind of like a player. But when really they're an Empress, because we have the King of Pentacles, which means this Empress is really like this, because they are grounded, pretty abundant. And you thought they were this Knight of Wands energy. Case of mistaken identity. You believed something in someone in which they were not that at all. Wow. Okay, let's go. Because they stand in their truth. Or you might be told the truth here now. Yeah. Okay. You might be getting told the truth. Or maybe you just see it. Maybe you had to think it out a little bit. Think about what the message said, maybe how you interpreted it, the way you perceive this person. Nah. Okay. So I think you're gonna blow your shot to not be able to have an opportunity with this person. Because even with that King of Swords, they're pretty smart. So I would think that'd be kind of lined up with the Empress. So you're going to realize they're intelligent and they weren't what you thought they were. And so that ends this Ace of Pentacles. And yeah, like it's done. There's no collaborating. There's no friendship or anymore. No relationship. Yeah. It's over. Definitely a case of mistaken identity. Okay, the Nine of Cups. Maybe this person was your wish fulfilled. They are kind of like a dream come true. And it's not going to happen. And it's going to stress you out. You're going to be burdened like crazy. 10 of Wands. Yeah, you're going to be burdened like crazy. But I kind of feel that you put that on yourself. That's the truth. So you put this on yourself. These burdens. The 10 of Wands. You created them. Wow. That is crazy loco. All right. Let's keep digging this out. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Well, I see that the truth is that this person's not single. And they're not stressed at all. They're not worried. They have no anxiety. They're in a relationship. Apparently, we're at that Nine of Pentacles in reverse. All right. Temperance in reverse. Yeah, there is no peace and harmony going on right now for you. Because I think you made a big boo-boo. Made a oopsie. Whoopsie. Yeah, you're going to have to walk away. Well, you already started to. You already laid it to rest, but this person is definitely not going to show you any kind of sympathy, no peace, because they're not stressed. So that's interesting. Yeah, they're taking off. They're like, bye. See you. You misjudged me. You read me wrong. You took me for somebody that I'm not. Wow. That's heavy right there. And they're going to be hard on it. Like, they're going to be kind of fierce with that. It's like that person is this, and this is you. They're like going to shut your mouth by how strong they're coming in and be like, I can't believe you thought that way of me, or whatever. And it's going to silence you because you read into it wrong. You took whatever they said wrong. You thought they were a certain way when they're not. Whew. Yeah. They don't feel this is out of their way. Nope. Yeah, they're really going to say some things. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a little bit of juggling here. This is juggling because you're waffling back and forth for a hot minute. Yeah. You thought you could manage this, but you couldn't. See? Okay, so maybe this was a relationship situation. Okay. Maybe you thought they weren't committed as an Empress would be, because an Empress upright is loving, unconditional. You thought they were like this in reverse. So you pulled the plug. And then they're going to let you have it. Yeah, they're going to tell you off. And that changes things. Yeah. Cycle's over. Okay, so somebody definitely is not going to be happy. And they're moving away. See, game over. Game over. So it's like you fumbled. Two of Pentacles. You fumbled your lover, your twin, which you didn't think it was your twin or soulmate. And you blew it. Now it cycles over and it's c'est la vie. I'm out of here. Here's your next card. High Priestess, you should have trusted your intuition. You should have went with your intuition because it's never wrong. But you went off of plain logic, research, whatever, and that's where it got fumbled. You would have had no stress if you trusted your intuition. You would have not been stressing about anything with this person. You wouldn't even thought about it. Give it a second look, and you wouldn't be rejected. Wow, this is harsh. Whew. Well, sometimes this is how it goes. Yeah, you could have had a good start, a fresh opportunity with this Empress for a whole lot of abundance. You two could have been walking the yellow brick road together. Nope. Maybe you even listened to somebody else. Somebody could have told you something about somebody that, maybe you're possibly interested in, and then ruined it all because you went with it. And they're like, I'm not like that at all, so go screw you. Type thing. Justice. Empress, Libra, Taurus, Justice, Libra. Could have been dealing with the Libra here, because that Justice is with the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. Pretty significant clarity. You'll not get to roll in the limo. Yeah, so the Justice says there's no forward movement with this person at all. It's dead, even not only on the physical, but in the spiritual, the astral, all realms. It's gone, dead, it's over. Because you juggled your intuition on trusting yourself on who this person really was. Well, and I even got all the gold cards for you today. Here we go. Transformation, death. Okay, so maybe this is your time now to, let things be how they're going to be, and time to transform some things here within yourself. Maybe you stop being a little too judgy. Stop trying to, figure somebody out before you get to know them and already call judgment on them. It's kind of like reading judging a book by its cover. That's more the essence. Okay, so what you have to transform here is your guardedness. Okay, look, he's standing there guarded. You're too guarded. Okay, you're quick to block things prematurely, obviously, in this case. So that's what you have to transform here with the Death card and the Seven of Wands. And, that's going to stop all that. So not only are you hurting yourself by staying guarded, but you're also hurting other people because, like I said, you misjudged this person. And that kind of hurts. So if you change this, then there'll be no more hurt. Okay? Focus, Daniel, son. Focus. Yeah, you really need to focus on this change. Otherwise, you're going to keep looping these circles, these cycles. And we don't want to stay in a loop. Well, Page of Pentacles reversed. Let me just grab his next card real quick. See what I got with that page. Yeah, see, and any kind of immaturity. Okay, and that is, kind of immature if you're gonna be judgy on people and misread them, think they're something that they're not, and then you don't want to be friends with them, you don't want to date them because maybe, like I said, somebody gave you the wrong information, you took it the wrong way, whatever, and you blew a huge opportunity. Yeah. With an Empress. Something unconditional and very loving. Tower. Okay. So death of the tower. There's major changes that need to take place with this. You have to let the tower fall. You have to stop believing in that, everybody's gonna always try to hurt you by you being staying guarded isn't gonna get you anywhere. So you have to release that. Yeah, maybe it's a little materialism here. Okay, maybe a person looked a certain way. You've seen those TV shows, guys, like a CEO of a company and he's like dressing like a homeless bum. And people like ridicule him and all this shit. And then one person's really nice. And then he like gives him $1 million. This is kind of what that is. Yeah, so maybe a little materialistic here that you were being. Okay, you weren't changing that. So, people are very judgy like that. If you're not wearing name brand, then you ain't shit. And that's a shame. Because clothes don't make the person. The person makes the clothes. There it is. Yeah, you're going to be not... you're not going to be able to guard against any more of these barriers that are going to come up in your way because you're only putting the barrier in your own way. So it's almost like self-sabotage, yeah. So don't just sit on it. Start doing it now. Don't take your time fixing some shit. Get it done now. This is like your chances. I think we just had a new moon, something like that. Temperance. Temperance. Okay. Balance will be restored to your life when you get over this. When you stop doing this to yourself. Okay. Let's throw a couple more cards down on the Bobby. Yeah. Nurture yourself a little bit. Love yourself. I mean, you're a loving person. Maybe you need to pray. Maybe you gotta pray and ask God to take this kind of away from you because it is a major glitch. That is affecting your relationships because you don't see yourself as a loving person. You don't, there's a self-worth issue here. This is why you block yourself and you're guarded against other people. So you put up your defenses higher than they normally are when you start to meet somebody, maybe you start to like them, catch feelings, whatever, then you quickly throw up the wall. And then you start misperceiving and misjudging, and then you cut things off, like I said, prematurely, and then you're stuck like Chuck. Have a little bit of courage. Have a little bit of internal strength. Okay? Also, learn how to shut your mouth. See, you're shutting that lion's mouth. Sometimes maybe you come on too strong. And you got to tame it. You got to calm it down. Okay? Because maybe sometimes, no offense, but sometimes, our mouths get us in trouble. All right. Here we go. Let's get another card if they want to come out. Yeah, that's just too much burden. Too much. Ten of Wands. See? You create this on your own doing. This is by your own hand. So there was something here that obviously triggered you to be feeling defensive towards people. And that's what we need to get to the root of to figure that out so we can eliminate you in that guarded mode. And I could see here that it is a little bit of self-esteem, self-worth issues. You gotta start loving on yourself a little better. Okay? Find that find this peace, balance within your life, within your heart space. Maybe you need to do some heart chakra clearing. Okay? because it looks like it's either on low or completely freaking empty. Okay, wow, that's kind of direct. Here's the next card. Yeah, okay. Don't take too long thinking about what you need to do. Okay, you know what to do, you know how to fix it. Like I said, maybe a little meditation, maybe giving it up, you know. Communication coming in. Magician. Okay, so maybe, maybe some of you have to go talk to somebody. Okay, maybe you need a little sit down session. Okay, Hermit reversed, 8 of Wands with the Magician and the 10 of Wands. You have a lot of burdens on your back. That is what making you defensive and guarded towards people. And sometimes when we're guarded, we overanalyze things too much, too far, and that changes our way or opinion about a person. When we're not seeing the facts because you're just so hell-bent on knowing this person, wasn't cool or, wasn't all about you or whatever. So that doubt is where it creeps in, and that's from the self-worth issue. So maybe you need to go speak to somebody and just kind of get it off your chest. But it could be best friend, could be somebody in your family, could be even a therapist, who knows? Life coach, whatever, right? But you need to talk it out. Because nothing's going to change. You will stay this way. Everything will keep going in this weird pattern of you just feel overwhelmed. Because maybe no one's just sticking around, but you're not realizing you're pushing them out. Trust your gut. High Priestess, trust your gut. You know that shit will change for you if you go talk to somebody. See, trust your intuition. You need to talk. All right, let's pull 2 more cards, and then we'll get to the verdict. Love it. See, things will work out. You'll get back to stable. Okay? Just got to do the hard work. You can't expect results when you're not putting in the effort. So how can you expect for things to get better in your life if 1, you're not addressing the problem, for 2, you're not digging that root out, and 3, you're not even wanting to talk about it to anybody to maybe hear their opinion. Maybe say, you're thinking wrong. Maybe you're a little too harsh. Something like that. But you need to, because this is where you're going to get back to the balance in your life. But you got to put in the hard work and talk it out. Let's get the verdict. 2 cards. Judgment. Boom. That's it. So now you know what to do. It's on you to do it. And definitely things will be changing for you. Just don't wait around to do it. So don't procrastinate. Get right on it. And you'll trust me, you need this. Trust your intuition. Okay? We all need a little fine tuning. It's okay. But I'd hate for you to keep blowing opportunities and missing them because of your guardedness. So, with my froggy voice, I'm out. That has been your reading. Peace and pray every day. Be blessed, be brave, be bold, be well. And, this was a good reading. I think we really got down to the root of things. So if you missed it, if you're just coming in now, hit the rewind. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm out.